guys. How are we doing? How are we doing? I know I'm 5 minutes late. I know. Get over it. I know. I know. I'm 5 minutes late. It's been it's been a day. It's been an evening. Um my trans husband is on the perversion spectrum. Trans widow Tracy Shannon. What is that about? What are you talking about? I'm on YouTube. Okay. Wait, let me focus. Let me focus. Um, how is everyone doing? Sorry I'm late, guys. I'm a bit sniffly. I have a lot to catch you guys up on. We're going to enable all chat first, though. Oh, and DJ is here, and so we are also going to pin the Discord channel. Guys, it's been a day. I am currently suffering from the first attack of a cold. Yeah, I think I'm catching a cold. I'm fighting though. I'm definitely fighting. So we may not make it to the whole 90-minute stream tonight because I need to actually prioritize my rest before this cold gets worse. So there's that. And then um we finally celebrated my partner's 56th birthday today at a fabulous restaurant called Butcher and Rose. It's right downtown Columbus. It's in the heart of the city. It's a relatively new restaurant, and it was a phenomenal experience. Absolutely phenomenal experience. So we went there, and it was really nice. Um, Anyway, hey Madison Rose, hi DJ, hi David Portilla Davila. I'm feeling a bit under the weather tonight. Not like I don't feel bad, but I just know that my body's fighting off sickness. So I've got water. I've got water here, and I'll be drinking the water throughout. Hey Brew, what's going on, Brew? Hey Kenji, great title. Is proper enunciation really a white thing? Oh, we'll get into that, Kenji. We'll get into that in a moment. Just blame the bubbler you drank. Listen, Brew. You know what? I actually did have a moment because during dinner, after I drank my glass of sparkling rosé, I started to have what I would describe as an allergic reaction. I actually may, this is going to be funny, but I might actually think I'm Asian. I might actually be Asian and I might be allergic to alcohol. This is something that's happened to me several times before in the past. Every once in a while, I'll drink alcohol and I'll get an allergic reaction. But typically, I would only get this allergic reaction every once in a while from beer. I would never get it from like vodka. Well, actually, I did, but rarely. Let's just say rarely. I would most of the time only get this allergic reaction from drinking beer. Never from wine, though. Never, ever from wine. Rarely from vodka, but most of the time beer. But now that I have not been drinking, I haven't been drinking alcohol since October of 2023. I'm pretty sure October 2023. Sometime around then is when I stopped drinking alcohol. But now that I have no tolerance for it, the first sip of bubbles again, my nose started to slowly close up. I started to sneeze. I started to have to breathe through my nose. It just was like, it was very acute. It was very like, I drank my champagne and then boom, it started to happen. So there was like no questioning, like, oh, am I just suddenly getting sick? No. It happened quite literally after I drank my champagne. So maybe I really am Blasian. Maybe I really am Blasian. Because a lot of my Asian friends, you know about the Asian blush. the Asian blush when they drink alcohol. Like all my Asian friends, they get red when they drink alcohol because they're like somewhat allergic to it. I don't know. Maybe I'm really Blasian. It's the North Korean came out of me tonight at dinner. Um, my baby has a cold as well. Happy birthday to Chose Man. Hey Tanda, got the rope tonight. I do Pittman. I changed my name. This is Brock. I figured it was you. I figured it was you, Brock. Cho, you would not believe the argument me and my man just had about tipping culture, but please indulge me. I really want to know. I tipped my server. I don't even know what it was. I think it was 20%, and that was like 50 something, $55, I think, was what I paid him. I think, I forget. I just, I was going to pay for it regardless. Why am I looking at the price? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know I don't know how much the dinner was, like 200 something dollars. I don't know. But what would indulge me? What was the argument about? Hey, video man. Hey, Big Mac Taro. Sounds like you're allergic to women. Well, yeah, I don't like pussy. Why no alcohol? Well, Brandon, because again, it all revolves around my partner. He had to stop drinking alcohol due to some medical reasons. I won't get into why, but he was pretty bummed out about it. And so, in order to help him to kind of adjust to not drinking alcohol anymore, I decided to not drink with him like a dumb fuck because that's so fucking dumb, right? Being a supportive boyfriend, the worst. Now, every once in a while, we will drink a drink for like a special occasion. Typically, it's on New Year's, we'll have a drink. And then also for my dad's birthday, I'll have a beer with him. But that's about it. I even encouraged my partner to drink. Like, I told him, like, why don't you have a drink? It's your birthday. And it was like, no, because I don't want to feel bad the next day. So, anyway. Are you proud to be gay? No, there's nothing to be proud about sucking dick for. Is anyone proud to be straight? What a weird question, Boko. No, I'm not proud that I suck dick. That's a strange question. Are you proud that you eat pussy? What is there to be proud about? About what? I don't understand the question. Um, hey man, great stream. What are your pronouns, by the way? I couldn't tell. Take a good guess, Chris. You can guess my pronouns. Guess them. Cho, do you tip if you pick up? I do, but I understand people that don't. There really isn't any reason to tip if you're picking up. There's no reason to tip. You're not getting any service. Big Mac Terra has zero content on his channel, by the way. Okay, so when we went out to dinner yesterday at a buffet, he was upset that I didn't tip, and I told him that we basically served ourselves. So why should I tip someone who didn't really do anything? I don't know about buffets. I mean, are there servers at buffets? I don't think there's servers at buffets, right? Hey, CEO. I'm proud I eat pussy. I am the clit commander. When you see clit, you see this face. Period. Hey, Chloe, what's going on? Chris, yes, those are my pronouns. Good guess. Um, I don't know, David. Um, I don't really eat at buffets, so I really don't know. Do you have a server? I feel like you do have a server at buffets, even. Servers usually bring drinks at buffets. Okay, yeah. Well, then in that case, I would give them a tip. Um, so many trolls in chat today. Oh, I love trolls. Seriously, Joe, be proud of yourself, dude. That I suck dick. I'm not even a good dick sucker. What is there to be proud of? I'm a C average dick sucker. When people used to ask me what that mouth do, like WHATDATMOUFDO, what that mouth do is what the question I would be asked, and I would say it yaps. That's what my mouth does. To be honest, it yaps. That's the only thing it does very well. Um, so no, there's nothing for me to be proud about being gay. I'm not really a good gay. Um, Oya, I don't know what Oya means. There really wasn't a survey. They brought drinks, but that's about it. We got into a big argument and said how disgusting and disrespectful I was, and I told them tipping is an option. I don't have to tip. You know, I don't know how I feel about that, David. It depends. Are the servers that are there, are they receiving a tipped wage or are they receiving an actual wage? Because if they're only getting paid $3.15, then they deserve a tip, right? Or maybe that's not the wrong way to put it. They don't necessarily deserve a tip, but your tipping, like their wage depends on your tipping, right? So that's what I think about that. Um, that's how I feel about that. I think it's kind of a odd situation with the whole buffets. Another reason why you shouldn't be eating at buffets. Anyway, is LBB okay? I thought perhaps you two were streaming this evening. Well, actually, I should have told you guys this in an announcement, but we've been chatting this evening, and we're going to do our live stream, our joint live stream tomorrow night. And it's going to be all about abortion, and she's going to try to convince me to become pro-life. You know, my like I've told you guys before, I would never recommend a girlfriend of mine to get an abortion, but I also would never want to take away her right to get one, if that makes sense. So, like, I'm morally against abortion, but I'm legally for abortion. So, Leah has her ideas about what she believes in, and I think it's important to just share her ideas with the audience and see if maybe she can convince me otherwise. I don't think she's gonna be able to convince me otherwise, but I'm always okay being open to changing my mind when faced with new data. So we'll see. Hey, Amber Hughes. Hey, homegirl. What's going on? How are you? Um, yo, Lil Gay, yo, do you mess with P. Diddy? I do mess with P. Diddy. I used to host his parties all the time, Brian. Well, well, well. Look what the cat's dragged in. It's Anthony Del Greco. If it isn't the gayest man on YouTube. Oh, well, listen, Anthony, I'm trying to be the last gay. 0069. The last gay. That's what I'm trying to be. Like that last airbender, the last gay, 0069, Cho. That's me. Um, if it isn't Mr. Del Greco and his mid anime opinions, not mid. Mid is having mid anime opinions is worse than having bad anime opinions. Um, I have good anime opinions, fuckboy. Oh my god, imagine DJ being a fuckboy. That's funny. I haven't seen Leah around, but you haven't been in the Discord, have you, Chloe? I might get some flack for this, but I find people who tie their main identity to their sexual preference to be the lowest form of self identity. Well, it's true. Who gives a fuck whether you like sucking dick or eating pussy? Like, who really cares about this in 2025? Not me, not I. It's not anything very distinct about my personality. It has nothing to do with your personality, actually. Sorry, I misspelled femboy, DJ. Pff, not the girls fighting already. I don't know about their wage, but they just brought our drinks and that's it. I didn't feel like I needed to tip, but when he called me disrespectful and disgusting, it was what set me off. Well, first of all, I think that there needs to be some boundaries set between you and your partner. Um, just okay, let's pretend that I'm your partner and you are my partner, and I was outraged about my partner not tipping. I would still, under these circumstances, never call him disgusting and disrespectful. That's just not something I would say to my partner because that in and of itself is disrespectful to your partner. So there was a way for him to communicate his disappointment in you and his surprise in your behavior, but under no circumstance was it ever appropriate for him to call you disgusting or your actions to be disgusting. I think that's unacceptable. So I definitely think that you deserve an apology for that. However, I do think you need to understand that you know, listen, it's just my opinion because I've worked in the food industry for a long time, 13 plus years. Okay. So I've been around the block. While I agree that tipping is in and of itself exploitative to not only the customer, but also the employees, the system is what it is right now. And the way to change it is not to not tip. That's not the way to do it. The way to do it is to amplify businesses that don't accept tips. To stop going to restaurants that have those tipping models, right? Or to complain with the restaurants to change to a non-tipping model, right? What does that look like? But the only people that suffer are the people that are getting exploited, which are either the consumers or the employees. So, I see it from both sides, David. I honestly do. I do see your boyfriend's point. Um, I think if you don't know about their wage, then you probably should tip. My opinion. I think if you don't know what type of wage they're receiving, then there's enough nuance and gray area where it's likely they could be getting paid $3 an hour, right? But obviously, you know that the person behind the Starbucks counter, the ugly barista serving your coffee with the blue hair and the septum piercing, you know that person's not getting paid $3 an hour. So you wouldn't feel the need to tip them. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a difference. There's a big difference, right? Guaranteeing instant reply, super chat for personal attention. Listen, if you want me to reply to your chats immediately, super chat me. $1 will make me holla. Okay? I'm ugly and I'm proud. Shout out to SpongeBob. I'm sure you're not that ugly. Do you mess with little children? What do you mean by that, Brian Walsh? What do you mean by mess with little children? Um, well, it matters because of objective truth. If the world is filled with men and women, no one will be born. What are you talking about? Um, Jaber, I need you to talk in English. Hey, Cleo, what's going on? God bless you. Hey, Fact Marco. I do have the rope tonight, Pittman. To be honest, I don't care what others think about my sexuality. I'm just going to be me, no labels, no nothing. Who cares if I like dick or tacos? Not tacos. I look stunning, but thank you so much. It's the good skincare. He said that's why. He said, why would he be with someone so disrespectful and disgusting? And I said, then why are you with me then? Tipping is an option to me. I get that servers depend on tips. This really escalated. I don't feel like this is something that needed to escalate to this level of an argument. I feel like there is some underlying resentment here that's happening because this is something that could have been discussed. And furthermore, I'm about to tell you something real, some tea right now, David Patillo de Villa. If your partner had such a big issue with you not tipping, why didn't he tip? Why didn't he tip? Do you mean to tell me that you guys left the buffet with no tip on the table? Because I have family that don't tip. Stereotypical black people. Stereotypical black people do not tip well. We all know this. It's a fact. It's statistically significant. Blacks don't tip very well, and my family is part of that statistic of not tipping really well at all. And so what happens? I used to argue with them all the time. I used to say, "Well, listen, mom, would you want someone to not tip me? Would you want that?" And she's like, "No, baby, I don't want that." Then why are you not tipping? This makes no sense to me. No, same thing with my grandmothers, my grandfathers. Black people just don't fucking tip. It's kind of disgusting. It's disgusting. And so what do? I tip on their behalf. So it's interesting to me that your boyfriend was so all up in arms about you not tipping, but I really want to know, did he come out of his wallet to make up for your lack of tipping? Did he do that? And not the ugly Starbucks barista with mental illness. Listen, the Starbucks baristas are ugly. They have mental illness. They have septum piercings. I'm sorry. I don't trust not nan bitch with a septum piercing. I just don't. A bull's nose ring piercing? A bull's nose ring? Are you a bull? Are you an animal? Well, I don't do it. I don't trust no septum piercings. I just don't. The Starbucks girl, listen, and I have this friend of mine, this coworker, and she's a Starbucks girly. She left Starbucks, and I think she likes Starbucks because there's not that many options around town, and that's fine. But I had to let her know that the Starbucks is like really going downhill. They're closing stores all over the fucking place, y'all. Like they're closing stores all over the fucking place. Even on my run last weekend, I was running down High Street on Ohio State campus's campus, and the septum pierced girls were out there protesting Starbucks. They're closing all the Starbucks down. Um, there's so many closings happening in Columbus. Their stock prices are faltering. They keep shuffling CEOs like none other. It's wild. It's crazy to me. It's really crazy. And the drinks are not that good. Sorry. Go to an independent coffee shop where the coffee actually tastes good. I don't know. And it's cheaper. And the baristas are actually pretty and nice. Um, let's scroll up. I'm already getting behind in chat. Super chat for me to respond to your message immediately. Cho, you so gay. I am Jerome. I am. Hollering for $1 is nasty. No, it's not. Cleo, he is always stunning. I'm always stunning. I don't know about that. I'm only a 7 out of 10 on the pretty scale. David Portilla Davila with the super chat. Thank you. $10 will make me holla. Thank you, thank you. I asked him that same question. I asked, why didn't he tip? He didn't even fucking tip. You know what? I was kind of like, I wasn't on his side because he called you disgusting, but I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But now I'm really not on his side because his lame motherfucking broke ass. Sorry, I'm talking about your boyfriend, but your broke ass boyfriend made this whole situation dark and disgusting for your relationship and didn't even leave a fucking tip on the table. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? All this hooping and hollering about a tip and the motherfucker didn't leave a tip on the table? You gotta be goddamn kidding me. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I asked him why didn't he tip. He didn't tip, so I didn't see the issue. I told him if he doesn't like something, then do something about it. That part. That part. Are you kidding me? So he's gonna sit there and lecture you about your lack of tipping, but he didn't tip. Girl, you're dating a very interesting man. But listen, y'all be dating interesting men these days. I don't know what to say about that. That's a mess. Brock says I have certain ways I tip. Horrible service and attitude from the wait staff, no tip. Okay, service 10%, good service 20%, excellent service 30%. I'll tell you what I do. I always tip 20%. At least 20%. Bad service, good service, whatever. I always tip at least 20% because that's just what I do. Um, People have bad days, restaurants have bad days. The only time I would leave a $0 tip is if I had to speak to a manager. If I had to speak to a manager, I would probably explain to them that I'm not leaving a tip and here's why. But even that, I don't know. I don't think I would ever. I don't know. I cannot think of one situation where I would not leave a tip. I just can't think of one, to be honest. I mean, I've had terrible service before, but it was never to the point where I thought, oh, I'm going to give them $0. You know what I mean? I don't know. I've had bad days at work, right? Everyone's had bad days. Shit happens. You know, I don't think one experience is enough to tell a person you don't deserve your wage for the day. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm very sympathetic towards servers, guys. I'ma always take the server side. It's always the customer's fault, in my opinion. Always. Um, my baseline is 20%. If the service is really really great, 25 plus, 25 30%, something like that. But I always tip 20% even for bad service. If I get Here's the tea though, guys. When it comes to me and the way I eat at restaurants, if I get bad service once, I'm most likely never coming back. You know what I mean? So like the bitches are not gonna get a chance to serve me bad twice. Typically. Sometimes I like to give people multiple chances, but if it continues to happen, it's like, girl, there's too many restaurants. There's too many restaurants to be getting bad service, to be getting bad quality. Do you know what I mean? I think if you received great service, you should tip. If it's a coffee shop cafe and not someone serving your table, depends also on service. You get great service, tip at least a couple dollars. That's reasonable. Hey Nathan Hazelhurst, I'm kind of recovering from what I'm fighting off what I believe to be a cold. So I'm fighting off a cold, but I feel fine. Tacos means pussy in French. I was gonna say, what is this taco thing? I don't know. I love being a blessing where I can and take those opportunities. A local pizza place, actually, an employee told me that the owner takes the tips for their mistakes on orders. What? Um, Thank you for the super chat, David Portula Davila. I can tell right now that I've gotten $20 out of David Portula Davila, the tip that he didn't leave to that motherfucker at the buffet is going to choke tonight. So I'm taking David's side to be I'm taking David's side in this fight because the tip that he didn't leave for the buffet that gave him the two glasses of water, it has been coming to me tonight. But David says, "Thank you, Cho. The argument bled into how I am as a person. I told him you complain so much and don't do anything about it. He literally complains about my driving but never picks me up. Oh, so this is just I've got questions, I've got comments. I am so sorry about this, David Patila Davila. Um, I feel like you are in a situation where your partner doesn't want to take any accountability, doesn't want to take any initiative. I feel, and I maybe my memory's a little bit off. I'm getting up there in age. I'm 35 years old, so I might be a little bit forgetful. But remind me that there has been issues with your partner in the past related specifically to his drive and his ability or inability to take initiative. And it sounds like he's just living in a world and letting the world happen to him instead of making an impact on the world and making change from within through his own actions. And so it's like, I totally know what you mean. People who complain about shit and then don't change it, or accuse you of doing something that they can do themselves, is ridiculous. And this sounds like a pattern that he has. First with the driving, now with the tipping. I'm sure there's a litany of other situations where he has complained about things that he has completely under his control or influence. I'm sorry to hear that. How do you guys move forward though, David? But Amber, I do love that what you said about the opportunity to be a blessing because karma always comes back around. You can't plan when it does, but it always comes back around. Hey JMFC. I've noticed from being a server, it's mostly cheap Asian and Arabic people that never tip well. I mean, from my experience, absolutely no offense to anyone. Really, I can imagine Asians and Arabic people not tipping. It's minorities don't tip. I think it's the minorities that don't fucking tip. Um, Bull's nose ring. I hate those piercings. Me too, Amber. I think they're really disgusting. Um, Respectfully, they're disgusting. I had my local pizza shop deliver my pizza really quick because they would get a huge tip. I know delivery drivers need the tips and they really appreciate it. I'll tip based on service quality. Overpriced coffee, overrated, and so much competition out. Listen, no one is checking for Starbucks anymore. No one's checking for Starbucks anymore. They aren't the shit they used to be. Remember back when everyone was obsessed with them? Oh my god, girl. I used to live at Starbucks. Back in the day, Starbucks was like a luxury brand. It had a lot of sex appeal to it. You know, Starbucks was sexy. Starbucks was for the luxury. It was for the elite. It was for the well connected. It was for the socialites. It was for the cute girls. You know, Starbucks now is the McDonald's of coffee shops. Truly, honestly, It's the McDonald's of coffee shops. McDonald's sells a lot of burgers, okay, but no one in the world is talking about how great McDonald's fucking burgers are. No one talks about how, oh my god, that McDouble, 5-star burger right there. No one's saying that. People like people like Starbucks and people like McDonald's because of the convenience. Starbucks has forsaken the brand that they used to be. They used to be this luxury brand, used to be a lifestyle brand. Starbucks is no longer a lifestyle brand. They are all about massive consumption. David Portula de Villa, thank you for becoming a member for now the 11th month. I told him I am done doing things. Effort for change. I know that's right. Set your foot down, David. Make that bitch work. Make him work for something. Make him work for something. God damn it. Um. So yeah, it's like Starbucks needs to get their shit together or not. I'm not going there. The only time I go to Starbucks is when I'm traveling and there's no other option on I-71. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no other option. Um. I agree, Nathan, but I'm based on personality. I love me a bitchy waitress. I love personality too. Highly able be sounds like he's the broke one, David. That part. Paris coffee shops are so much better than any Starbucks. They're actually nice. The coffee is really good, and the girls don't have mental illness and are nice to look at as well. That's all I want in a barista. I want her to be pretty, I want her to be nice, and I want her to serve a halfway decent coffee. And I want the environment to be aesthetically pleasing. That's all I want. I want her to be pretty, I want her to be nice. Hell, the coffee can be mid. But I want the coffee shop to be, pretty and aesthetically pleasing and Instagrammable. That's all I want. It's not much. That's not too much to ask for. Starbucks is none of the above anymore. No one's taking pictures of Starbucks on Instagram. No one's inside of a Starbucks taking a picture of their latte anymore. No one does that. No one does that. That's a recession indicator right there. That's a recession indicator for Starbucks. No one is Instagramming Starbucks anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not speaking fucking Chinese here. Like, get together, Starbase. I'll have to watch a replay of this live. Reminds me of a video I published over a year ago. Oh, hey, Husky. How are you, Husky? You know me. I'm just bitching about first world problems. Cho, do you need to blow your nose? No, I need to have everything in my nose sucked out of it through a instrument, through a tube. Just drain everything out. That's what I need. Um, you got an attitude, I do. This Chinese place I worked at as a teenager, this dude would ask for a pitcher of water and never tip, but sit there for a long ass time. So awkward. Still tip for bad service too. Oh my god. Oh, Leah, Fire and Worms. That's Husky from Discord. He never shows up here in the lives, but we appreciate him when he does. That's Husky, guys. He's a one of my besties. He's an honorary. He's not really a YouTube mod. He's like a friend. He got grandfathered in. Let's just say that. Like Froggy and Husky, they just got they're not real mods. They just got grandfathered in. But I will say Husky's an excellent Discord mod. Excellent Discord mod. But for YouTube, they just got grandfathered in because they're good friends of mine. The pastries are amazing, like honestly, heavenly, but the macarons are the best thing I put in my mouth. So light and airy. Hey Horace. Hey Julian. Every knee will bow. Are you a Christian? Um oh fuck. Hi Gojo. This whole fight over listen, Amber, this fight over the tip is crazy. I'm rolling off 7 Adderall in the back of an Adam and Eve, hiding from the employees in a bin of edible underwear, trying to camp out the trimp and find a toxic way back into my ex's life. Well, good luck, Drew. Um. Oh my God. So another. Oh my God. David Portillo Davila with these updates. This is the biggest drama of my life right now. Is David's relationship drama over tipping? Trust me, anyone confused about the argument is just as confused as I am. I spent so much on Cho, but when he agreed with me, I had to super chat. Well, I appreciate it. But no, honestly, I do. I really do. I'm being a little facetious about the super chat, so you don't have to super chat me, but I do agree with you. At first, I thought that your boyfriend had a point. You know, if someone gave you water, sat you down at your table, said, "Hello, how are you? How are you doing? How's your day? What do you want to drink?" You know, they're likely probably getting paid $3 an hour. So I would say that justifies a tip for me. For me, okay. Let's even if what you did was disgusting and disrespectful, I think that there needs to always be boundaries in the way that you speak to your partner, right? And there are ways to communicate your disappointment than to call your partner names and to tear them down at their core as a human being. I would never call my partner disgusting. Even if he was being disgusting, I would not take that moment to say, "You're disgusting." Do you know what I mean? That's just not how you operate in a relationship in a healthy relationship. I'll just say that, right? I would say, "Listen, darling, this behavior that you're exhibiting, it's very uncharacteristic of you because I know that you are a kind and generous person. And so this behavior is antithetical to you as the person I know, as the person that I'm dating. So what am I getting wrong? Why am I confused by this behavior? Let's have a conversation about it." Like there is a way for him to communicate this to you without him putting you immediately on the defense by being, ironically, disrespectful. And furthermore, his broke ass should have left the tip after making gobbledygook, all this gobbledygook about a tip, and the motherfucker couldn't even tip. That's what gagged me. That's what really gagged me because if it was such a big deal, if it was such a problem, he should have Tootsie rolled his ass across the street to the nearest ATM, got his ass right back to the restaurant, left the tip, and said, "David, I'll take care of it." Now let's have a discussion about tipping and how we want to behave as a couple when we're in public together, right? Because you guys should be making decisions as a team and you really should be on the same page when it comes to tipping culture as a couple, right? You shouldn't have any discord like this that you're discovering at the fucking restaurant, right? So I don't know. The fact that he didn't leave a tip is actually worse than you not leaving a tip. That's my opinion. That's my honest opinion. It's crazy. Listen, your boyfriend is something else, David Portillo Davila, but if you like him, I love him. Whew, whew. I'm trying to tell you. My demon children love the Starbucks cake pops. Well, we all love cake pops. I literally took a picture of my latte, sent it to Cho the other day, and a matcha. We love Kate getting her matcha. Don't get your sinuses straight. You'll walk around looking like a whole ass domestic violence poster for days. Oh my god. Don't worry. I would never do that anyway. Even though I say I want it to be drained, the idea. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. The idea of someone sticking something in my nose makes my nose itch. You guys know I've never gotten a COVID test before. I never done. Who has done those COVID tests? I never did those COVID tests before where they stick the shit up your nose. I never did that shit because I was like, no, why am I getting a COVID test? Who the fuck cares if I get COVID? Everyone's getting COVID. The fuck? Why am I sticking shit up my nose? I never did that. I never did that test. I was like, fuck that noise. If I have it, I have it. If I don't, I don't. Apparently, the masking is working for you. Apparently, the COVID vaccine is working for you. So, me having it shouldn't have shit to do with you since you believe in the COVID vaccine so much. Since the COVID vaccines work so well, then why the fuck does it matter whether I take it or not? Why the fuck does it matter whether I have COVID or not? Don't get me started on COVID. Don't get me started on COVID. Don't get me fucking started on that. Because that's like crazy to me. That's still crazy to me that we even went through that in 2020. Oh my god, I'm like losing my shit right now. Like it makes no logical sense. The whole narrative was,
Well, the COVID vaccine is going to prevent transmission and it's going to prevent death.
so if that's the case, if your dumb fucking ass is taking the COVID vaccines, then it shouldn't matter whether I'm taking it or not, because whether I have it or not don't got shit to do with you, right? Because you took it, right? Like the sheep that you are, bad, bad. Like the sheep that you are, you took it, right? You took it. So if I want to catch COVID, let me catch COVID. You got the vaccine, right? You're Gucci. Don't get me started. How did we get onto the topic of COVID? Who fucked me over with the whole COVID conversation? Who got that started? Don't bring up COVID, guys. Don't don't bring that shit up to me. Oh, it was Leah. Of course, it's Leah. It was Leah bringing up the don't get my sinuses drained. Because obviously that has to do with COVID, right? Thank you, David Patila Davila. Your benevolence knows no bounds. See, listen, this is another reason why I know your partner is full of shit because you are actually the most gracious, benevolent, and generous person I know. You know, you do support me financially a lot, and so I know that you're a generous person out in the real world. I know that for a fact because I see your behavior here. You say, thank you. That's what drove me crazy. I don't know what's going to happen to us, but I don't know if we will last long if he doesn't put effort and stop complaining. He's got to put effort in. He's got to put he's got to put effort in and you guys have to learn how to communicate. And I do think that it is an important conversation to have as a partnership. How do we behave in public when it comes to tipping, right? Because I mean, if my partner did what you did, I would say no. You need to tip. You need to act like darling. You need to tip that motherfucker. I don't care. Tip. And if he refused to tip, I would have tipped, and then we would have talked about it later in the car, right? But the fact he didn't tip, that's some bullshit. Is your partner broke? What's really the tea? What's really the tea here? What's really the tea here? Is your partner broke? What's going on? Because I know you make money. I know you're good. I know you all the way good, David. You've turned your life around financially over the last year. I know you've been kind of on like a little bit of a journey. Um, yeah, that's Husky Skydadding. We stand Husky. We love Husky. Um, what is your age, Mummy Marty? Ooh, not an Indian. Hi, not a Punjabi. We love Punjabi. Um, I love Indian food. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm a little bit upset at some of my Indian friends, actually, to be honest with you. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because my one friend invited me to a Diwali celebration. We celebrate Diwali every year with our Indian friends. Whatever. It's fun, great food. I love Indian food. But he had the nerve to schedule this Diwali dinner party on the day of my marathon. And his other best friend, Aniket, well, I shouldn't say his name, but anyway, you don't know these people. But anyway, his best friend and roommate, who's also gonna be home for the Diwali party, it's also running in the marathon. It's like, why could you not pick any other day but that day? Like, I'm gonna be so fucking tired. I'm probably gonna be eating all the food before the time of the party, and I'm not gonna be hungry enough to eat. I'm not saving room in my stomach for your fucking Diwali party. Okay, like that's not happening. But your roommate is racing right alongside of me for this race. And to have this party, like, I'm not gonna wanna be like talking to people. Hi, how are you doing? Like, what? I'm not gonna be very social that day. I'm gonna be fucking tired after running 13.1 miles. I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird to me. But this is a really close friend of my partner's, so I have to show up. I gotta show up. I'm not gonna be happy. And I and there it is. And there it is. He's broke. And there it is. Clock that shit. I knew. Sometimes, guys, I ask questions that I already know the answers to. And I knew the answer to this one. I knew David's boyfriend was broke. I because only a broke bitch would behave like this. Only a broke person would behave like this. David says, and thank you again for your benevolence. He is broke. When we met, he didn't have a car or a good job. He says I'm spoiled, but I'm pretty sure I paid my way into this world. My mom got us here. Listen, David, you better spill the tea, honey. You better spill the tea. How dare he talk about you being spoiled when you're the one buying his ass dinner? Imagine. Imagine calling the person buying you dinner spoiled. The call is coming from within the house, honey. It truly, honestly, pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. Look around. Go downstairs. It's coming from downstairs. It's you. It's you. You're the one calling. It's too much. The fucking audacity of him to call you spoiled when you're the one doing the financial providing in the relationship. You're doing all the heavy lifting financially. How dare he? How dare he? And you're disgusting and you're disrespectful. David, you gotta do some soul searching. You gotta do some soul searching about what value you're actually getting from this relationship. And we've talked about this before. We've talked about this before. We've talked a little bit in private about it, so I don't want to get too deep in the paint about things that we don't want to talk about publicly. But I'm gonna just remind you to do some soul searching about what value you're getting out of the relationship and why are you staying? Like, what are you staying for? Are you staying for something that realistically you can look forward to? Or are you staying for comfort? Are you staying because of fear? Are you afraid of being lonely? Just do some self evaluation, right? Because this ain't the first time you talked about your boyfriend on the stream, and it won't be the last. I have a prediction. Won't be the last time. Um, Oh, wait a minute. I'm far behind in chat, y'all. Sorry. Oh, what's your age? Take a guess. Take a guess in the comments. People that don't know my age don't say. But if you don't know my age, I want you to guess my age in the comments. Them saying that is what is disgusting. The fuck? Yeah. It is, Amber. It is. Cho has a new daddy. His name is David. That's right, Zaddy David. And if you use a neti pot, use distilled bottled water because now people out here are dying from brain worms that come from tap water. Stop. I ordered the Japanese green tea on Amazon this morning, Cho. From who? From Neo Teas? I hope it was from Neo Teas, Julian. Because if you didn't, you need to return it and go buy from Neo Teas and use my code CHO10 to get yourself a discount on your Japanese green tea, Julian. Come on now, get it together. The COVID test wasn't all that bad. People were seriously being so dramatic, at least from my. Girl, no. No, Amber. No, no, no. No one is shoving anything up my nose. I saw my grandmother get a COVID test done and she cried. Oh my god, my nose gets itchy just thinking about them shoving that shit up my nose. It's not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. I'm never taking a COVID test in my life. And I've been offered several times. No, thank you. Just assume I have COVID. How about that? Just assume I have COVID. I'd rather just assume I have COVID than take a COVID test. Sorry. Um, David Portillo de Villa, his benevolence knows no bounds. Boundless. Boundless. I paid off my own car. I paid for. Oops. Listen, I gotta get my voice ready for this because David's spilling. David's spilling. David Portillo de Villa says, I paid off my own car. I paid for dinner. I plan trips. I drive him. I am done complaining. Sorry for complaining. I'm going to take some space. Listen, David, we support you here in this community. We tell you when you're wrong, but we do tell you when you're right too. And you're right here. You're in the right here. I think that there was maybe some gray area in terms of whether you should have tipped or not. I listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I were in your shoes, I probably would have tipped. However, what happened after that is not your fault, and it's all of your boyfriend's fault. Him going into you and calling you disgusting for that was unacceptable. Number one, it was ineffective. Number two, and number three, he didn't even fucking tip, right? So he's not in the financial position to be telling anyone what to fucking do with their money, right? Because bitch, you're not paying for dinner. Let's start there. Let's start there. Number four, if you was really about that shit, really about your business, like I said before, you would have got your ass up from the buffet table, you big back motherfucker. You would have got your big back ass up from the table, and instead of taking your forced trip to the buffet counter, you would have taken your ass across the street and around the corner and down the street to the nearest ATM, and you would have paid that man his tip. But instead, you want to talk shit to your boyfriend who's basically helping to take care of you financially, planning trips, taking care of you, lifting all the weight financially, and then being disrespectful to him. It's unacceptable. Listen, guys, you've got to treat your partners better than this because people don't realize that they're going to miss out on a blessing in their life with a great partner until they lose them. And then it's too fucking late, right? Because we all know here in this community that David Portillo Davila is an awesome person at his core. We know that. We all know that he's an awesome person. But I'm not sure if David's partner knows that he's an awesome person. I don't think he understands what a great catch he has. And he's not going to realize what a great catch he has until he loses him. And that'll be a sad day for his partner, right? Don't get me started. Well, we support you, David. Thank you for sharing and give us an update, honey. We need updates on this situation. Give us updates. I had to take wait. I had to take the COVID test if I wanted to travel to other countries. It was so unpleasant, disgusting. No, thank you. Not happening to me. I'd rather keep my ass home. How about that? It was fucking fear mongering. It all was Amber. The whole COVID pandemic. The whole pandemic was fear mongering. Exactly. If I want to give as many people as possible the COVID I'm sick with, then that's not your business. You're right, Ben. It's not. Because according to their failed fucking logic, the mask is going to protect them from COVID. The masking is going to protect them from COVID. Remember, Ben? Remember how taking the COVID vaccine would prevent transmission? So, how are people catching the COVID vaccine? How are they catching the COVID? How are they catching the COVID flu when they had the vaccine? How are they doing that, Ben? Explain that to me. And here we are several years on, and it went from preventing transmission to lessening symptoms to it won't be as bad. Maybe. the, the goalpost is always moving. First it's here, and then it's here, and then it's here, and then it's there, and then that entire time they memory hole everything. They memory hole it and they gaslight you to make you think that none of this that happened there existed. None of that existed. We're only here now. You're crazy. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Um, hey, Joel. That was you, Leah. That was you that started this whole COVID conversation because you brought up the sinuses, you brought up sinus draining, and then that made me think about COVID vaccine. COVID tests. So yes, it's your fault. It's your fucking fault. I got on this topic. Yes, I'm blaming you. Um, the fuck. Um, what the hell is that ring? Oh, this is a ring that my dead grandfather gave to me. And it's a really special ring. It has a lot of sentimental value. It's worth about $5,000. Lots of diamonds, lots and lots. I can never afford. I just thought about me being able to afford a diamond ring like this. Could you imagine? I would never be able to afford. Bitch, if my checking account could get overdrafted, my AI thumbnail company would have overdrafted like $120 by now. So like, please don't let this ring fool you. Like I'm broke, okay? So, but this ring was gifted to me by my grandfather, and it has a lot of sentimental value. And I'll tell you why. Because I haven't worn this ring. I went out to dinner with my partner, celebrated his 56th birthday party, and I forgot to take it off because I wore a suit and tie. We like to dress up when we go out to dinner. Anyway, I forgot to take this off. But so you guys don't get to see it very often. Um, but my grandfather, I'm not going to go into too much of his personal details, but he was in the military. He, how would I say this? He broke a lot of glass ceilings for black people in America in terms of his occupation. He worked with unions basically as a lawyer. And what I want to say, I'm gonna keep it there. My grandfather was a very important person, and he ended up becoming extremely successful. And I was able to I was able to walk through a lot of doors of opportunity because my grandparents provided those doors. They provided me the keys to walk through those doors, right? And so, my grandpa, when he made money, he was a very gaudy man. Very, very gaudy, very garish. His sense of style, very garish. If you knew him in real life, you couldn't miss him a mile away. He had rings literally on every single finger. He had at least 10 rings. He had multiple rings on some fingers, and these are like thousands of dollars, worth thousands of dollars on his hands. Like if someone sawed his hand off, $10,000 on one hand, at least $10,000 on one hand. But I think the reason why my grandfather was such a gaudy person, he bought expensive things, he liked to show off his wealth, was because he faced so much adversity. And I'm gonna get a little emotional because when I think about the adversity that my grandfather faced, it really perturbs me about the adversity that young people claim to face today. My grandfather actually faced real racism, okay? Not this fake ass
White supremacy in 2025.
that you dumb fucking cunts always scream about and cry about. My grandfather faced real white supremacy, okay? Not the fake shit in 2025, not this whole Project 2025 bullshit, okay? My grandfather faced the real deal, and he still was able to achieve in spite of all of that adversity. I mean, my grandfather told me stories about how he had to beat white people up in the military. He had to beat people's ass because it was either he was going to get jumped. He was always getting jumped by white people, and he had to learn to fight and defend himself. And he had to work above and beyond to get into the positions that he was in. He worked with exclusively white people, and it was hard. It was very, very hard for my grandfather, but he ended up becoming a very well respected person in that industry. And that's what this is. That's what this ring means to me. This is, success in the face of adversity is what this ring. Because it's a very gaudy ring. It's like all these fucking diamonds. There's more carrots than Bugs Bunny in this ring. Literally, more carrots than Bugs Bunny. Um, and it's a very gaudy ring. It's a very showy. I mean, you can see them out. You can see them all the way. Um, but it's like and it's on my middle finger. Fuck you, because again, it's like I'm gonna be successful even if you hate me. I'm gonna be successful even if I have adversity. I'm going to be successful even if I have challenges. That's what this ring means to me. So it's a very special ring to me, that my grandfather gave me when he passed on. So sorry for that little rant. I know I'm really far behind chat. I apologize. I'm really far behind chat. If you want me to read your message immediately, get $1, make me holler. Okay? So that's what the ring is. Welcome, Cypher. David, me personally, I can't handle whiny people. I understand if she is negotiating, but simple things like that, it really shows their personality. Um, the lion, the witch, and the audacity of this bitch. That part. David's boyfriend is something else. Well, isn't Diwali like a 1 day thing, like a national day or Easter Sunday? Because if it is, then it kind of makes sense. You know what? You're right, Chloe. I should look it up. Let me look up when is Diwali. When is Diwali 2025? It's Monday, October 20th. It's October 20th. So no, I'm justified. I'm justified in my anger. Here I was getting ready to start to feel bad because Chloe tried to clock my tea. So y'all the ops. Chloe just tried to clock my motherfucking tea, talking about what isn't Diwali a national holiday? Maybe it's on 1 day and that's why he's having it on the 19th. No, girl, it's on Monday. We should be celebrating Diwali on a Monday. We should. But no, he chose Sunday, the day of the marathon. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Um Free Palestine. Don't be spamming that shit, y'all. Don't get banned in the house now. Cause I don't give a fuck about Israel or Palestine. Real tea. A real tea. We can go there if you want to. But keep that shit out of here. There ain't no watermelons in my bio. Ain't no watermelons, and I'm black too. But ain't no watermelons in my bio. So get that shit out of here. Um, I was forced into because I needed the ankle replacement. You said, girl, shove that shit up my nose so I can get my new ankles. I know that's right, Amber. Um, can you donate money to my church and pastor? He needs new tires for his Cadillac, but that's what your tithes and offering is for, Michael. You deserve better, David. It's disappointing to hear this development. I don't agree with not tipping in most circumstances, but I also believe in respecting your partner. Some BS surreal. And if it was so important, let him do it instead of fighting in public. The hell? That part. I agree. You need to figure out what value this relationship gives you. We were speaking on money in this situation, but that's not what I mean. I mean, does he genuinely make you happy, make you a better person, push you to accomplish goals, give you strength to do the hard stuff, support you in unique ways, etc.? Good points. All good points. Listen to my sister, David. Listen to Leah. What's up, Quincy Jacobs? Hey, Games on Top. Thank you, Leah, for the floating hearts, for the jewels. Thank you so much. Media has people freaked out about the stuff he knows. Well, that's. Oh, fuck me. Okay. Well, that's all the super chats for now. Listen, you gave me more than enough. Your benevolence knows no bounds. What you just did tonight, you paid for a whole month of thumbnails with your donations tonight. So I really appreciate you for that. So once the money hits my account, we'll have thumbnails again, y'all. Y'all have been loving the thumbnails. Y'all been loving the thumbnails. Once the money hits my account, we'll have thumbnails again. Because I have $0 in my checking account. Um, I went over my budget. You almost made me cry because I feel your support through the screen. Sorry for complaining. Needed to. Oh, don't, no. Don't feel sorry for complaining. You are expressing yourself, and we are here to support each other. And so you don't have to ever apologize for expressing yourself or sharing a detail with the community here because I know we talk a lot of shit. I know we fight a lot. I know we call each other cunts and we're mean to each other sometimes. But at our core, we mean well and we are nice. We are nice people. Why do I only have 20% left on my battery? Um, it's okay. We only got like 13 minutes left or 23 minutes. I can't do math. Wait, 23 minutes? 22 minutes. Anyway, math. But anyway, David Portillo Davila, we love you. We support you. And no matter what happens in your relationship, we'll be here regardless. So we know that much. We know what that part we do know. My favorite part of COVID, the ones with their mask under the nose. Oh my god, the ones with the mask under the nose, but outside, like in their cars, like like the people with the mask on in the car. Uh, it's too much. It's too much. Beautiful ring. I'm so glad you got it. That's so special. Yeah, it means the world to me. I'll never sell this ring. I bet there will be more in a few months. Why do you wear it on your middle finger and not your ring finger? Because it's like fuck you. I I'm reading chat late, but it's I put it on my fuck you finger because it's like success in the face of adversity. It's like fuck you money. This is fuck you success. It's like I did it despite the odds. I did it because I wanted to do it and I worked hard for it. And I wasn't supposed to achieve what I did, and I did it anyway. That's why it's my middle finger. Um, Gen X didn't play this race crap. Listen, Flatterson, it's disgusting to me. I get offended every time I hear a motherfucker get online talking about some white supremacy. I get so offended. My grandmother, when she was younger, she saw a black man hanging from a tree down south. Hanging from a tree. So, knowing what my grandparents have experienced in their lifetimes, and then hearing what these dumb, weak cunts, these narcissistic, self indulgent, mentally ill, overly entitled cunts, when they complain about racism, it really perturbs me. It really sends me over the edge because I know what that stuff really is like through secondhand. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Like, you guys are not fucking special. No one. This is the best time in the world to be a minority. You have so much opportunity as minorities. You get all the special treatment from the government. You get all these programs that are designed to help the minorities, right? So I don't want to hear no bullshit about racism in 2025. I just don't. I can't handle that. I can't handle that, guys. I'm sorry. I can't meet you there. Um, hey, Awesome Sauce. We talking about a lot of shit tonight. He sounds like a wonderful man. I'm glad you had such a good influence in him. That's so special and important. I love my grandfather. Rest in peace. Um, we covered COVID, Starbucks, David's relationship, adversity, and a few other things. Girl, we have covered a lot tonight. We got a lot of content and a lot of content in tonight's stream. A lot of content in tonight's stream. I'll definitely be paying my editor to edit and clip, slice and dice some shit together from this stream because we really talked about some good stuff, I think. Um, hey Matthias. Nacho making 1,000% sure he's justified in his anger. Listen, because I don't want to be wrong. Because I was prepared to be wrong about Diwali. I was prepared to be wrong, and I was going to apologize to my friends, to my Indian friends. I was going to apologize, but I'm not apologizing now. I'm justified, bitch. It should be hosted on Monday, not Sunday. Um, your grandpa sounds like a great man. Sounds like a man I truly admire. Unfortunately, can't say the same about mine. Sorry to hear that. We all don't have the privilege. Having good family members is a privilege. We all don't get it though. Why the fuck is a marathon on a Sunday anyway? I have no idea. Uh, Love you, Amber. Talk to you soon. Thanks for stopping by. Girl, you're just a fight then. Thank you. Um, do you eat pizza? Not really. Every blue moon I eat pizza. Hey Johanna. How are you, Johanna? Thank you guys again for listening to my rant. I just couldn't believe it. Love you, Cho. Support you because I see myself in you and you express yourself like me, and I love it. I love our conversations. Well, I love having you here, David Portillo Davila. You are a cornerstone. Cornerstone? Cornerstone? You're a cornerstone. You're a pillar. You're a pillar of our community. So we appreciate you, David. Um, you're Filipino, Michael? Hi, Pootie Tang. Do it clap? It does clap, Chris. It does. First time you see a black gay? Oh, well, that's awesome. Congratulations. Hi, Pixie. Welcome back. Hey, Patterson. What's going on? So we have a little bit less than 20 minutes left. What else are we going to talk about? Do you like Elvis Presley? Not really. I don't dislike him though. There's a few songs I like by him, but American icon, whatever. I'm not like, oh my God, Elvis Presley, Elvis Presley. No big deal. Whatever. He's cool or whatever. Ask me more questions, though, guys. What questions do we have? Let's answer some more questions. Oh my God, that's right, Leah. Can I share what you're doing tomorrow? You told me in a private DM, but I don't know. You want to tell the class what you're doing tomorrow, Leah, with the kiddies. It is exciting. Okay, to start tonight's bullshit, I've now gone 3 days without taking a lunch at work, and tomorrow on my only day off, I gotta work on my brother's car. Why are you not eating lunch? What's for breakfast? I don't eat breakfast green tea. My breakfast is a matcha latte, darling. That's my breakfast. I use oat milk because it has higher amount of calories, so that's my breakfast, a matcha latte. Hey B man, what's going on? My grandpa was fascist for Spain, so yeah, served under the fascist government. And I don't mean fascist in the lefties. Oh, they don't have the same opinion that means you're fascist. He's a true one. Well, that happens. How did you feel about this live stream? I feel really good about the live stream. I I don't know how Leah Babia got me onto that COVID rant. Y'all know I was really radicalized by COVID. I'll be honest. I was truly radicalized. I've never been a Democrat, so I can't sit here and say that I left the party. I've never been a part of the Democrat Party in my entire life. I was never a leftist. I was never very liberal. That's just never been me. So I can't say that I left something, but I will say that 2020 definitely radicalized me against Democrats. Like at that point, I was firmly an independent libertarian, and I hate Republicans and hate Democrats. But since 2020, there's something in me that just really, it was too much. It was too much. The things I saw during COVID and the destruction of relationships, the destruction of our social fabric at the hands of Democrats. I the death, the lonesome deaths of our loved ones in these hospitals. And then I had a personal story where I was able to save a loved one despite these draconian rules at hospitals. I was able to save a loved one. And even though that's a very special memory of mine that I should be very happy and grateful about, it really is a sad one because I think about how I had the opportunity to save my loved one through touch and presence and faith, but so many others died alone in the hospital. And it makes me kind of like depressed just to think about my opportunity to save my loved one. And then the idea that the nurse that let me stay there 8 hours, six, 7 extra. I was only supposed to stay there for 1 hour. She let me stay 8 hours, and they tried to punish that nurse. They tried to punish her, and then my loved one made a miraculous recovery. And like the longer I stayed, the better her vitals got. Insane story. I'm not going to get into it here. Really, really insane miracle of a story. My loved one had like 4 pints of blood in her entire body. Her entire body, 4 pints of blood. Doctor called me talking about, I don't know how she's still living. Anyway, a miracle happened. And it's a shame that so many others didn't have that same opportunity. So anyway, I don't always love talking about COVID, but yeah. Um Sending Hey John Lopez, what's going on, John Lopez? How are you, John? You're sending happy vibes my way. I'm sending happier vibes to you. You deserve some happy vibes too, John Lopez. Hope you're doing well tonight. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. COVID was an eye opening experience. Yeah, it was. My breakfast generally is a protein shake with strawberries, kiwi, and mango. Having kids radicalized me. I believe that. I haven't taken lunches because people keep calling in and my boss is buying me food and letting me eat while I work. It just gets a bit exhausting. Well, then take a lunch. I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, originally from Durham, North Carolina. Oh my God, how is Myrtle Beach? Soon, I'm going to consider you spamming Alexis. Chill out. I don't even know. I don't even know what he said. I'm from Barcelona, so I have Madrid. 4 pints of scary low. I know. When a doctor calls you saying that they don't know how someone's living, imagine the panic. Imagine the hopelessness. Imagine all the emotions I felt. Um, and then I was allowed 1 hour to say my goodbyes. I was allowed 1 hour to say my goodbyes to her. And when I got there and she saw me, um, and realized I was there, she got better. The nurse was like, and after an hour, I wasn't trying to leave. So the nurse is like, "Oh my God, you can stay another hour. I'll let you stay another hour." And then another hour went by, she got better. And so I'm like crying. A mess. I was just a mess. I was just a fucking mess. Just a fucking mess. So traumatic. Um, I was in the middle of Kinko's crying because I had to print out all her estate planning. It just the whole thing was a nightmare. Whole thing was a nightmare for me. I'll never forget it. In the middle of a fucking Kinko's. Kinko's is a print shop. Crying my eyes out. Everyone's looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with this cunt? What's his problem? You know what I mean? A mess. Um, Long story short, the nurse begged me to stay longer. And then then the director of the fucking hospital was like, why are you letting him stay longer than the hour? COVID pandemic regulations. It's like, fuck you, disgusting, evil, demonic cunts. Disgusting. Disgusting. Knowing how the kidneys and blood system works, 4 pints is scary. 4 pints is miraculous. There is no explanation how someone can live with 4 pints of blood. What? Um. Yeah. We don't spam. Don't repeat your shit. I'm not going back to review the messages. Don't spam shit. Don't repeat yourself. I'll get to it. All I saw was a whole bunch of messages from the guy, and I don't know what he even said. But um, but yeah, no spamming. Anyway, hey Sunset Pottery. Honestly, my miracle story is with my grandpa. His head had been bleeding and he was pushing against his brain and was supposed to die due to pressure, but held on by a thread for days until he just woke. That's awesome. You gave a pint last week? Oh my God. That's right. Working in healthcare, management, and politics in the hospital are so terrible, and nurses risk their lives trying to save people and provide comfort. Well, I didn't want to tell the girls that you're taking the kids to the circus. I don't know. I don't like to share private DMs with people, y'all. Listen. I'm very private. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a very private person. So don't be sharing my DMs to no other bitch out here on the internet, okay? Because I don't do that to my friends. So don't do that to me. Don't be sharing my DMs to nobody. Girl, you told me you was going to the circus. I'll let you tell the girls you going to the circus, okay? um. Oh my God, guys. Okay, so I need to leave. I need to leave. I need to leave. But the reason I was late, I didn't tell you why the reason I was late to the stream. The reason I was late to the stream is because um the reason what? No, the reason I was late to tonight is because of some breaking news from Canada. So you know these Canadians, these Canucks, these Canadians are something else, y'all. There's something else. There's something special. Very special types of people. But the Canadians are up there killing folk, euthanizing the girls, assisting them with self deletion. And a news article just came out recently, have not verified the truth and the veracity of it. So this is all speculation. This is all conspiracy. This is all conjecture. This is all opinion. Okay, this is all gossip. This is all kitchen table talk. Okay, but apparently we just saw one of the first organ donations from someone that was on the MAID program here up there in Canada. So someone that had some assisted suicide, their organs were then donated to someone down here in the US. Any initial thoughts on that, y'all? Now, I hate to bring this topic up right now because we're getting ready to go to bed. We can continue the discussion on Discord if you want, because I'm gonna be on Discord for at least an hour. I'll be typing on Discord. But this is really demonic. Call me a conspiracy theory if you want to, but I think there are some ethical challenges with the whole assisted suicide to begin with. So, to begin with, there are some ethical concerns I have with assisted suicide to start off with. But here is how I feel. Just an opinion. Don't get your panties in a fucking bunch. Don't get your panties knotted up. Unknot the panties. This is just my opinion. This is how I feel. I feel like the government being in control of this is not good because there are bound to be severe cases of exploitation that's done under the table. And the only thing I can think of is who are the types of people that are going to be in this assisted suicide program, the MAID program? Well, most of them are going to be poor, right? Working class, poor folk. Most of them are going to be disenfranchised from society, right? So we're talking about the most vulnerable members of our society are the people that are getting the assisted suicide, right? You don't have any CEOs going through the MAID program to get assisted suicide. They just jump out of the building, right? And here's another thing. Okay, so you have people donating their organs to other folk. Now there's a purpose for your suicide. Now your suicide has a greater purpose now, y'all. You can donate your organs, right? And in case you didn't know, in case you didn't know, the price range for these organ transplants, they start at $500,000 all the way up to $2 million. So you mean to tell me that we are now assisting marginalized people and individuals? We're assisting the mentally ill. We're assisting the poor. We're assisting the disenfranchised. We're assisting the chronically ill. We're assisting them to kill themselves and encouraging them to also donate their organs to the financially elite down here in the US that can afford organ transplants? Girl. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. 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 Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Um, sure. So here we are. That's why I was late to tonight's stream because I had just read that shit on Twitter and I was like, I was like, what? I was like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. That's why I was late because I was like typing up a storm on Twitter, like, what the fuck is going on? Like the pipeline from let's help these people commit suicide and let's give their organs to the rich people down in America. Excuse me? Stop. 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 I can't. I can't. Um Conviction is a crazy thing. It makes people do the impossible. You were too busy being flawless, Joe. That's why. Oh, thank you, Pottery. We didn't even talk about the title. Oh my god, we didn't talk about the title of the stream. Why everyone should talk like a white person. Oh my god, we don't have time. We'll save we'll save it for another topic. We'll save that for Wednesday stream. How about that? We will save it for Wednesday stream. I'm gonna change tonight's title. What should tonight's title be? What should tonight's title be? Um, what should tonight's title be, y'all? Give me recommendations. We talked about COVID. We talked about David's relationship tipping, that debacle. Um, Show against humanity. Okay, that's that's one idea. Any other recommendations? It's gonna be that. Cardi B album. I like that. We'll keep it kind of boring to the point and just get the topics. Um, should you be tipping? Also, assisted suicide to organ harvesting pipeline. Okay. And then cuz I do have a rant. I do have a so unfortunately tonight's rant was overcome by all of the sub rants that I had tonight. Cuz I have a rant about why everyone should talk like a white person. That was my original. I had a rant. I had a rant lined up. And then that story on Twitter got me all discombobulated. That's what really happened tonight, y'all. I got all discombobulated by that story. Then I got late, and then we started talking about David's relationship, and things just went off the rails. And then Leah brought up COVID. Her ass brought up COVID, and then that got me on a whole another tangent. Um, so yeah, we'll talk about the whole white people thing. White people talk on Wednesday. Tomorrow night we're gonna be talking about abortion. Leah will be and my sister will be on the stream. Um, I'm going to try to occasionally, more consistently, have guests on. I've already sent DMs to some bigger YouTubers than me that are planning to come on the show. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, so I'm really stoked about that. But tomorrow we're going to be talking to Leah about abortion. She is a pro-life individual, and I'm in a kind of weird position because I am morally pro-life, but legally pro-choice. So I want to have a conversation with her about that specifically. So it should be fun tomorrow. Um, and we'll talk about the title on Wednesday. Um, Switzerland already does that, unfortunately, but they recommend anyone who is retired to die. Sounds like eugenics to me, girl. Don't get me started. It can be manipulated for agendas. Is assisted death suicide, though? It sounds like murder to me. I don't know. It sounds like legalized murder to me, but I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, y'all. Sounds like we're living in an Orwell book. Sounds like it. You gonna slick that hair back any harder, brother? I don't have any hair to slick back. What are you talking about? We need a whole stream dedicated to assisted suicide. But we gotta go soon, y'all. I'm sorry. Why people say y'all when they aren't from the South? Is y'all a Southern thing? I don't think it was. I'm from the Midwest. We say y'all in the Midwest. Uh, Tippings to assisted suicide and organ harvesting. Oh my God, what are these topic switches? Listen, Chloe, we talk about everything here. Um, Actives. Okay, yeah, okay, 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 guys, we're gonna go. Um, Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. Be sure to join the Discord channel. And by the way, please go like and comment on my Charlie Kirk video. It has not reached 500 views yet. I really need everyone to share that video with one person. I mean, share it with one person. Send that video in a text to one fucking person. Do me that favor. Do me that honor. Send my Charlie Kirk video to one person via text message, not on social media, via text message. Send that Charlie Kirk video to one person. Do me a favor, y'all. I really want that video to reach 500 views, and it's I think at 200. We need to get it higher. Make sure that you've liked the video, that you've commented on the video. Um, I would say that I put a lot of hard work into it, but my editor put a lot of hard work into it, and it was excellently done. It was really, really well done. A really great video, really engaging. And there's some funny moments too. Kind of depressing, but also some funny moments too. So definitely go. Your video got unlisted. It will have to go by word of mouth. It didn't get. What do you mean? It got unlisted. What are you talking about? It's public. Yeah, it's public. It's not unlisted. The video is called Charlie Kirk in the Assault on Free Speech. It's my latest video. It's the first video you see. Um, but no, go watch go watch that video and please share it with one person via text message. I'd really, really appreciate it. Um, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys on Discord. Bye.